LPT in a Zoom meeting. Never share your whole desktop. Only share the individual app screen. If you share your desktop, everyone will see anything that happens on it. For example, a friend was in a large Zoom meeting and the presenter shared his desktop. Not just PowerPoint. Midway through the presentation, his wife sent him an IM that said, "I know about Cindy. The dude's marriage blew up in front of a large audience. I'm told the presentation didn't go well after that." LPT, don't cheat on your wife. My wife can't IM me at work and I'm not having an affair. So I'm good to continue sharing my desktop. Personal stuff on work computer? Stupid. I don't care what I share on my work laptop. There is only work stuff on it. I disagree. As someone that supports AV Zoom stuff, I encourage people to close any personal stuff and then share the whole screen. Otherwise they share the wrong PowerPoint window, or click a link that opens in a new window, or many of the things that people just do and expect people to see. Have your secondary screen the shared screen, and expect everyone to see whatever appears on that. I once saw a manager messaging the analyst who is presenting that he needs to dumb it down, because this thing is way over their head. Yeah, we didn't win the account. I'm in dev and generally need to share a lot of different views. I was in a meeting years ago and the presenter for that particular section was finished and we were all chatting about his topic and there were some arguments about what direction to head. He was frustrated and logged into job search. We tried to quickly get his attention and inform he was still projecting his screen. Nobody higher up was looking at the screen. And he stayed with the company for couple years after, but wow. As someone who often has to deal with people doing OP suggestion, please don't listen to this advice. You look like a person who doesn't know how to use a computer if you're having to stop sharing and set it up again because you opened a new window. Instead, the real advice is don't do stupid shit at work. Don't talk about coworkers behind their back. This is the biggest thing I see when people screen share. Be a good person. You're at work. This isn't high school. If you are going to test your workplace like high school, put anything that might get you in trouble on a monitor you're not sharing. But how else can I show off my hentai desktop to everyone? LPT, just be a good person and you'll never have to worry about backlash for your actions. That really won't be an issue if you know how to turn off pop-up notifications. Pro LPT, always have a 1080p screen for presentations. And share that screen. You'll optimize for lowest bandwidth and smaller screen phone users. Useful for demos where you need to switch apps often. Nobody wants to squint at your 8K 49-inch monitor from their phone. Always close everything if sharing a screen. Only keep the relevant stuff open. Accidents can occur. The real LPT is don't put personal stuff on your work machine. I'm an architectural designer and builder. In most meetings I'm sharing some combination of Acrobat, Excel, Revit, QuickBooks, browser, sometimes side by side, like when comparing marked up as built PDFs to the main drawing. No way I'm fiddling with the screen share settings every time I change apps. And it totally removes the ability to split screen more than one app at a time. I think this LPT is kinda meh because it only applies to a small subset of presenters that only share one app. This combined with stuff like Focus Assist make this kinda irrelevant. I think a better LPT is keep your desktop clean and use Focus Assist. Just use Do Not Disturb, it's really much simpler. This is so incredibly fake. Why would the wife send a message instead of talking up front and giving him shit about it when he can't back down or make stuff up? Nope. Source guy who had to tell people at least 3 times a week during meetings to switch to share desktop. So we don't all see a gray square when they switch from a PowerPoint to an Excel sheet during QA. Plot twist: Cindy's husband is a colleague and saw the message. Don't share your screen with anyone unless you have cleaned house and know for sure. This was not a Zoom meeting but a production meeting for a project. Thankfully not with clients present. While AV guy was struggling to get the correct info on screen on boss laptop, an old tab window of Pornhub popped up. I didn't really care, and was glancing down only to see it up for a second on screen. But I'm sure boss felt pretty dumb. The project turned out great though. LPT: Don't cheat on your wife if you don't want people to know that you're cheating on your wife. Bonus LPT if you're using Windows. Learn how to use virtual desktops. You can create a new desktop without closing anything on your main desktop. You can use this to present without accidentally showing sensitive info. Life pro tip: don't let your wife find out about Cindy. I was on a Zoom call with multiple coworkers and a guy who started sharing his screen had a bunch of job search tabs open. Lol. He was gone a few weeks later. How about don't cheat on your wife instead? Easier solution: don't cheat on your partner. Don't use your work computer for personal messaging. If you have a large screen, like a 4K monitor, this is also smart because then people on a laptop or smaller screens can actually read what you are sharing. I always do this and shrink the window down to the smallest reasonable size needed. Keeps the content actually legible for everyone. A toast to our wives and girlfriends. May they never meet. Especially if you're a manager. Close your email client before presenting. The amount of times my managers have shared their screens, and they flip to their email, and there is some privilege info about an employee or a new corporate initiative up on screen that hasn't been announced yet. LPT: just buy a work computer if your employer doesn't supply one. LPT: don't enable iMessage on your work laptop, and you should know to disable all messaging and exit those applications before you start a prezzo. LPT: don't have private shit on your work laptop and vice versa. This is a 100 fake story. Wife somehow teams him during a presentation. GTFO. I'll take things that never happened for 500 points. Good advice. Also good advice? Don't do personal shit on your work computer. If you're working from home, you have no excuse to have any personal stuff on your work laptop. That friend's name? Albert Einstein. After he received the I am, everybody clapped and the president himself gave him $3.50 in Kohl's cash. GIF Giphy XZCFEDF13ALTC. Laziest fake post I've ever seen. That is a good LPT, thank you. I work from my personal laptop but only conduct meetings from the work laptop. Once the meeting is over, close the work laptop, hop back on my personal LPT. Whenever you are presenting, regardless of sharing or not, turn off notifications from other applications, since you know you are presenting. LPT: don't have any personal apps or files on your work computer. It's stupid for a multitude of different reasons beyond screen sharing. LPT: always assume that everyone can see your screen at all times while working on a corporate laptop. Don't put link personal stuff on work systems. LPT: only do work things on your work computer. Close any sensitive apps at the start and turn on Do Not Disturb. I find that it's much easier to not have personal shit on a work computer, but that's just me. Yay, the presentation didn't go well. How about the marriage?